How to create a custom pipe. Basically, a pipe is just a filter to customize or transform how you want your data to be shown on the front end. So for example, you can use a pipe to transform a simple data value to a specific format that you prefer, or transform all of the letters of a given field to be all in uppercase, and etc. In Angular code, a pipe is basically just a class that implements the pipe transform interface with a function called transform that takes in a data as an input and transform it to a desired output. In the previous lecture, we had learned how to use a built-in pipe. This time, we'll make our own custom pipe. We'll create a pipe that will capitalize the first letter of the word of a given field. This pipe is quite useful for name fields like the first name, last name, or middle name of a form. Alright, let's get started. First, create a blank Angular project using the Angular CLI tool. Next, add an input field where we will add the first name and then place a variable with an interpolation to show the value of the first name. There are 3 steps on how to create a custom pipe. They are: 1. Create a new pipe called capitalize pipe by using the ngg-pipe command of the Angular CLI. 2. Modify the transform method of the generated pipe class to capitalize the first letter of a given word. And finally, use our new custom capitalized pipe in the interpolation expression. Okay, now on the app component.html, I prepared here a simple HTML input field called first name, and then below it, I added a first name capitalize. This is where we're gonna add our capitalized filter or capitalized pipe. So when you run it, it will look like this. So you have this first name field. So when I type John, my expected output will be John with a capital J, or let's say Maria, it will be capital M and Maria. What's missing on this HTML is the ngModel directive for two-way binding. We'll bind the first name variable so that when you type in this input field, it will automatically refresh and be shown on this interpolation. So here, what we need is the ngModel directive. So in order for us to use that, we need to have that form module first in our app module. So let's add the form module by going to app-module.ts, and then let's import it. So just type import and then from @AngularForm and then form module. So let's add S here and form module. Alright, and copy that and paste it under imports. Great, and save that. And now let's go to our app component.ts. So here, let's add our first name variable and currently set it as my name, John. And save this. So this first name variable is the one being used here under first name. And then since we had this form module right in here, we can now use the ngModel directive. So let's go back to this HTML and then under input, so just use this ngModel equals to the first name and save it. Alright, now let's go back to our web browser, and here I have John and first name capitalized John, and when I type anything here, it's populated and refreshed on this next field, which is great. We achieve a two-way binding. So later, when I type, let's say Maria, when you use our custom capitalized pipe, this Maria with the M will be capitalized. Or if I type John then the J here should be on capital letter. Okay, now let's execute the step number 1, the creation of our Angular pipe. So on your terminal, just type ng g or ng generate and then pipe, and let's name it as capitalized pipe or any name that you want, and then press enter. And as you can notice here, we're gonna have a new capitalized pipe file, an spec file, and a pipe.ts file. By issuing the ng-generate pipe command, it had created 2 files and updated our app module ts file, as you can see here. In this file, it had added 2 lines, the import for our capitalized pipe, and then it added this capitalized pipe on the declarations. Let's now check out our new pipe. Open the capitalized pipe, and as you can see here, we have the name capitalized, and it has one transform method, and it implements the pipe transform interface. Let's now proceed on our second step. Let's modify this transform method of the generated pipe class to capitalize the first letter of a given word. Just go to the transform method, and then let's change the return statement. So instead of null, let's type here value, and then let's get the first letter of the word. So that will be char at or character at on the position of 0, and then to uppercase, and then let's add value slice 1 and save it. And that's it. You now have your custom Angular pipe. You can now use the capitalized filter or capitalized pipe on our application. So here, go back to app component HTML, and then on our interpolation expression, let's add capitalize. And save it. So what's gonna happen is this. When I enter a name in this input field, our capitalized pipe will make the first letter of the word to be in uppercase. Okay, let's try it out. Just open up your web browser, and as you can see here, when you type your name, the first letter of the word will be in uppercase. So when you type Maria, there you go. The first letter is capitalized. And let's say Stacy. Great. We have now verified that our pipe is working properly. Again, this is helpful for showing name fields like a first name, last name, middle name, or transforming any value to a desired format that you prefer.